Yes, welcome to Dean Court. Sean O'Driscoll and Richard O'Kelly, the Bournemouth manager and assistant manager, sat at the table here in front of the assembled media.
Well, we just like to announce that Saturday's game against Crewe will be mine and Richard's last in charge, and as we move to Doncaster and start work there on Monday. Just like to take this opportunity to thank everybody, and there's a lot of people, won't name them individually, but throughout my time here all I've had is support and help. We just feel now maybe this is the right time. There's a wind of change running through the football club, and it probably gives the new investors that this place needs a clean slate, a clean bill of health to come in and try and take the club forward.
Sean, Chris Temple, BBC Radio Solent. What are your emotions at this time? You've been at this club over 20 years. How are the emotions standing?
No, it's been, it was a difficult decision, but I've had difficult decisions to make throughout my time, and this one just feels right. To put actually nuts and bolts to it's difficult, but I think at this particular time, whether I've been here 20 odd years or 20 months, I just think this is the right time for a change, and it's a big wrench for me, physically and emotionally, but I think it's a challenge and something that I think myself and Richard are looking forward to.
How quickly did this all come about? Because obviously Dave Penny was still on the job when you took Bournemouth up to Doncaster a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, that's a strange coincidence. I think Doncaster inquired about my availability. I had a chat and thought that what they said made sense. Looked at the situation here, and then had to sleepless night thinking what I should and shouldn't do, and then woke up with a clear head and think, well, this is the right move. Spoke to Richard. Richard was keen as well, so it's nice to go in there with somebody you respect and can work with as well.
Some people from outside might look at it and think the chairman only changed seats last week, and all of a sudden the manager's leaving now. Is that something you want to put to bed? If there's anything?
No, I think I work closely with Peter, and like I say, this club needs new investment and new people coming in, and he felt that stepping down would hasten that fact, and maybe it'd be difficult for somebody to come in and me being here so long to suddenly it could be the villain of the piece to get rid of the manager. So an opportunity came, and just hope for all parties concerned this could be a new start for me and a new start for the football club. To be here so long, then it's always going to be a big part. It's one of the results I'm always going to look for. I'm a Wolves fan initially, but Bournemouth now comes pretty close.
Is it going to be difficult to take charge of tomorrow's game, and the fact that you're moving on?
No, I think throughout my tenure we've tried to do things properly, and I think we told the players, and we've worked extremely hard on preparing for Crewe, who are probably the informed team of the division. So and the players have bought into that. So we'd like to finish it doing it properly, and there's no the financial situation of this club's been touted throughout the media for many years, but there's still a way of doing things properly, whether you've got millions or whether you've got nothing. So we'd like to finish off properly. I think the players would like that as well, and we can go there saying, well, we've done the best we can, and we can start a fresh challenge at Doncaster.
Richard, was it a quick decision for you to join Sean?
Yeah, I think it was because of the relationship we've built up over the last 3 years. I've enjoyed my time working here. I've enjoyed my time working with the players at Bournemouth Football Club, and I've certainly learned a lot over the last 3 years working with him, and I'm hopefully got there and support him in the same way.
A quick word about the squad and the staff and things that you're going to be leaving behind here. How much have you been impressed in the short time that you've been here?
Well, 3 years short time for some, lifetime for others. They've been fantastic. I mean, it's well documented about the problems that Bournemouth Football Club have had, and the thing about places like this, the fact that everybody pulls together and all singing from the same hymn sheet, it makes a hell of a difference, and certainly the group of players have done that. they've impressed me from the start with professionalism, which the whole club has, and it's that gets you through the other side sometimes. Last year was well documented injury-wise, and yet we survived still against all odds, I think, last year. So that was rather pleasing. And since I've been here, I've been nothing but impressed with the resilience of people around here.
Sure, could I just ask, obviously everybody's seen the changes which have been made in management. Had you felt unsettled by those changes, and then did the offer from Doncaster in a sense come along at the right time?
I think if you work, the way you survive in football, you've got to work unsettled. As soon as you think you're set, then the wheels are took underneath you. So no, that has nothing to do with just coincidence, to be honest. I mean, I've had one or two opportunities in the past to maybe leave and didn't feel it was right. But this, it's a new challenge in Doncaster. They've got a brand new stadium. They're ambitious. It just gives us a chance to see if we can, the things that we've done well here, could we do better with a little bit of resources? But the same philosophy that we've worked here, can we work, somewhere else and be successful?
Can you give us a sense of how difficult it's been, in a sense, getting Bournemouth, in a sense, to play well above what the financial resources here would normally dictate? I mean, it must have been very difficult over the years, in the sense of having to sell players when perhaps you didn't want to, and having to do things that perhaps other managers with more money don't have to do.
I don't think that. I think that was. You've got to come to a club like this with a strategy, and you knew that was going to happen. I was been at the club when it happened to the other managers that were here. So, in some senses, that was not a problem. It wasn't going to change. We just wanted to build up what we could, a reputation of doing things properly, of treating players properly, to play football the right way, regardless of who was in, who we lost and who we brought in. It gets more difficult. Losing players is easy. Bringing them up and getting new ones in, and then trying to bring them up to the level of the ones that you've lost is difficult, and that it's a challenge. And when you see players that you've developed go on and do better things, it's a great sense of achievement. But it gets wearing at times, and we just think that this is probably the right time. It's the right time for me to try and implement exactly the same philosophy somewhere else, but probably with a little bit more resources.
You're highly respected in the game. Do you see yourself going to Doncaster and then perhaps onto even bigger and better things in the future?
I don't think the Doncaster chairman would be too pleased if he said that. I don't know. I think in football you take one day at a time, and you work as hard as you possibly can that day, and then you take that. We say that to our players. All you can affect is the day's training, and then you do that as best you can. So I think that's the way to survive. And as soon as you start thinking what might happen in the future, then it's so uncertain, you don't know. It's a challenge. It's a big risk in some senses. We know that there's a pressure on to be successful at Doncaster, but there's pressure everywhere in football. They're just different ones. So we wish everybody well. We'd like to finish playing the way we started against a really good team in Crewe tomorrow, and that would be a pleasing way to finish my time here.